The Ariadne's Fury against the androids. The Ariadne's Fury was a magnificent ship, a true work of art that glided across the high seas with grace and speed. With its tall masts and billowing sails, it was a sight to behold, a testament to the skill and craftsmanship of its crew. Life aboard the Ariadne's Fury was hard, but it was also filled with adventure and excitement. The crew was a close-knit group of men and women who braved the storms and dangers of the high seas, always ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Redbeard was a fierce and respected captain, known for his bravery and cunning. He had sailed the seas for many years, encountering all manner of dangers and wonders. He had faced pirates and sea monsters, fought battles and braved storms, and had always emerged victorious. The Ariadne's Fury was his home, and he loved it more than anything. He knew that the sea was a treacherous place, but he also knew that it was full of endless possibilities and opportunities. He was determined to explore every corner of the world and to make the Ariadne's Fury the greatest ship to ever sail the seas. Now Captain John Redbeard Blackthorn stood on the deck of the Ariadne's Fury, staring out in shock at the pack of undead androids swimming towards the Typhoon Shore. He knew he had to act fast, or the androids would reach the shore and wreak havoc on the peaceful villages. Redbeard grabbed his blunderbuss and took aim, determined to stop the androids in their tracks. He pulled the trigger, but to his dismay, the shot missed its mark and the androids continued to swim towards the ship. Captain John Redbeard Blackthorn's pistol was a formidable weapon, known as a blunderbuss. It was a large, archaic firearm with a short, flared barrel, designed to fire a variety of ammunition including shot, stones, and even scraps of metal. The blunderbuss was prized for its ability to spread shot over a wide area, making it effective at close range against multiple targets. It was also relatively cheap and easy to produce, making it popular among pirates and other seafaring folk. Redbeard's blunderbuss was well worn, with a brass barrel and wooden stock that had been stained dark from years of use. It was a trusted companion on his many adventures, and had saved his life on more than one occasion. Redbeard and his crew fought bravely, firing shot after shot at the androids. But to their surprise, the androids seemed impervious to all attacks, as if their metal bodies were immune to the damage. In a moment of desperation, Redbeard made a bold decision. He turned the ship around and ordered the crew to run the androids over. The ship's hull rumbled as it plowed through the water, heading straight for the pack of androids. As the androids drew closer, Redbeard could see the glowing red eyes and rusted metal limbs of the undead machines. He took a deep breath and braced for impact. With a loud crash, the ship struck the androids, sending one of them tumbling beneath the waves. The remaining androids, however, were quick to react and dove beneath the surface, waiting for the attack to come. Redbeard and his crew waited anxiously, watching the water for any sign of the androids. After what seemed like an eternity, one of the androids emerged from the depths, its metal body damaged and smoking. It climbed aboard the deck of the Ariadne's Fury, its glowing red eyes fixed on Redbeard and his crew. The fierce battle aboard the Ariadne's Fury continued as the damaged android emerged from the depths, its metal body damaged and smoking. Redbeard and his crew braced themselves for another attack, but to their surprise, the android made no move to attack. Instead, it seemed to be trying to communicate with them, its metal body shaking and humming as if it were trying to speak. Redbeard and his crew were unsure of what to do, but they knew they couldn't just leave the android there. They decided to take it with them, hoping to learn more about these mysterious undead machines and find a way to stop them once and for all. The android was a formidable foe, its metal body nearly impervious to all attacks. Redbeard and his crew fought with all their might, their swords and pistols flashing as they battled the android. But no matter what they did, they couldn't seem to break through its metal exterior. In a desperate move, Redbeard ordered his crew to use the ship's ropes to try and pull the android from the deck. It was a risky move, but it was their only hope. The ropes were attached to the android and Redbeard and his crew pulled with all their might, straining against the metal monster. Finally, with a loud groan, the android was lifted from the deck and dragged up towards the sails. To keep the android from attacking, the crew hoisted it up and tied it to the sails like a makeshift mast. The android hung there, its metal body suspended in midair as it struggled to escape. The damaged undead android was a fearsome sight to behold. Its metal body was battered and broken, its once sleek and polished exterior now dented and scarred. As the crew of the Ariadne's Fury looked closer, they could see that the android was not entirely mechanical. Inside, they could make out the remnants of a mummified corpse, its human features barely visible beneath the layers of metal and circuitry. To their shock, they saw that the corpse was still alive. Its withered and desiccated flesh seemed to twitch and writhe, as if it were still trying to escape its metallic prison. The android's glowing red eyes seemed to flicker with an otherworldly intensity, and its metal limbs were covered in scratches and gashes. It looked as if it had been through a fierce and brutal battle, and it was clear that it had sustained significant damage. Despite its battered appearance, the android was still a formidable foe. Its metal body was nearly impervious to all attacks, and it had taken all of Redbeard and his crew's strength and skill to finally defeat it. "Well, now," Redbeard said with a grin. "Looks like our sails will stay in their place for a while." The crew laughed and cheered, pleased with their work. Redbeard and his crew cheered as the android was finally defeated, relieved that they had managed to survive the fierce battle aboard the Ariadne's Fury. But they knew that the fight was far from over, and that they would have to be ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead.